It is Cheryl from the Lifestyle Digs. How are you today? It is October. It is October 3rd today, and it's kind of a gloomy day behind me here. I don't know that you can see it, but it is overcast. It's windy. So, October, Halloween, spooky tales. So I do have kind of a spooky, creepy tale I want to share today, even though it happened last month in September. So, I'm out on my sun deck. Like I said, I'm on this old porch swing we bought from Walmart for $100. I can't remember, 10, 12 years ago, quite some time ago. But right beside my porch swing, I have my deep freeze. I'm just going to swing the freeze cam around so you can kind of see that I have my deep freeze. It's just against the back wall. On the other side of this wall is part of my house. It's a spare bedroom. In other words, it's my storage room. When after going through the great divorce, I ended up with most of the stuff in the house because my deadbeat ex just fled Canada and didn't take any of the big furniture with him. So I've got everything. I've got about a 3 bedrooms, well-stocked house, and the majority of it is in this 12 by 12 bedroom that's right behind me. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I came home. I was at the farm with my horse, and I came home, and I was hungry. So I thought, well, I'll just grab a quick snack out of my freezer. I was specifically looking for these Rice Krispie treats that I made. They're not made with marshmallows. I make mine with melted chocolate and peanut butter. Anyway, I went to the deep freeze and opened it, and I didn't find my freezer bag. I had probably about, 6 or 7 squares left maybe. But I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh, they've just fallen down further in the freezer. I'll have to root around for it. But I went back in the house. I think I was making soup for lunch. So I didn't think about it for about another hour and a half or so. Then I thought, I'm going to go out in the freezer and just pull everything out. And I really want to eat one of those, crispy treats. And as I took everything out of the freezer, a couple of things became really clear to me. My crispy treats were not in the freezer, and neither was a big 2-kilogram bag of mixed frozen vegetables that I'd bought the day before. And that's the type that has corn, carrots, lima beans, green beans, and it wasn't there. I'd also had bought a 2-kilogram bag of California mix. That's cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. And fortunately, that was there. I like that one. So this is really weird. I let my landlord know that something odd had happened, that these things had gone missing. And then I went back, and then I took a closer look in the freezer now, because I was specifically looking for those crispy treats before, and I didn't see them. But now I went back, and I actually took a closer look. So when I was down in Oregon in September of 2018, I stopped at Walmart, and I bought these 2-pound squares of almond bark, but there's no almond in it, it's just bark. One was chocolate bark and one was vanilla bark. 2 pounds each, and I kept them in the freezer because I had no immediate plans to use them, but they don't sell them in Canada, so that's, really annoying. But I thought, well, I'll keep them in the freezer just in case, because I do have some treats that I like to make in the crock pot with them. But I never got around to it, and so I did notice that both those 2-pound bars of the chocolate and vanilla bark, they were gone. I also had last Christmas in the Secret Santa exchange at my office, somebody had given me one of those really big dairy milk chocolate bars. And again, I'm trying to watch what I eat, not eat too much sweet stuff. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just put it in the freezer, and then that way I'm not tempted to eat it. And that did work. Somebody else has eaten it now, because that was one of the things that's also missing. I had a kilogram bag of shrimp. That's about a 2-pound bag of shrimp. And I'd eaten about half the frozen shrimp. So the other half, gone. I also had a bag of soup bones that I buy for my dogs. I buy them at Save On Foods. And I'm a vegetarian, so I have no need to make soup out of them or anything, but I do give them to the dogs, and there was probably about 4 or 5 of those bones left, gone. And then I also had a pound of butter that I keep in the freezer, and that was gone. I don't cook a lot with butter, but I but I do like to keep butter on hand just in case I come across a recipe that needs it. So that was gone. I also had a package of spinach in the freezer. Now, I'd had that package of spinach for quite some time, so 3 years maybe. I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but I just never got around to using it. I bought it, must have been on sale or something. But anyway, so that's a lot of weird stuff, like a bag of dog bones, and it's my guess the person came at night, and I live out in the country, so you know, if you can kind of see behind me, I'm going to maybe try to move my, I don't know if you can kind of see, there's trees, there's another farm behind us back there. I live in a secondary house on a small acreage, so you know, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, it's just getting kind of a glare behind me there, but we're quite a ways in from the street, so and we have cameras on the property. We have security cameras that send an alert. They're motion activated, and they send an alert to my landlord's phone whenever somebody comes on and off the property. So he'll look at it, and you know, often it's just totally legitimate. It's me, it's the dogs, whatever. But he had no unusual activity that night. So it's my guess that somebody came from the back of the property. And I don't think they came from the neighbor's house behind me here, because he's got a dog in the yard, and that dog barks if anything moves. So I think that somebody came from one of the other adjacent properties that are lined with trees and a ditch on both sides, and came through, you know, climbed a fence or whatever, and came through the back area and through the pasture. That's all I can think of. And they must have done it at night. So that's really, really kind of creepy. And the stuff that they took, like, you know, you know, were they planning to make soup? They took the soup bones, and they took the vegetables, you know, and obviously they wanted dessert because they took all my chocolates and the bark. So really, really creepy. Have no idea who it was. If it's a homeless person living in the bushes behind here, you know, I don't know that there's any homeless people living there. Or if it was just some random person that came in off the street, but it really seems to me that somebody had to be familiar with the property and know that I have a deep freeze on my sun deck. So I also keep some bags, some reusable grocery bags, not too far away from the freezer. So maybe whoever it was that took one of my grocery bags and had it taken off. Anyway, so they can't really take it now. I don't know if you can see. I've got a lock. My landlord put a hasp on the freezer, and I've got a lock on it now. So you know, good luck trying to come back. But it must be really annoying to somebody to actually raid a vegetarian's freezer, because there was just no meat or anything in there other than the dog's bones that they got. So anyway, there was my story about the creepy food thief that came onto my property probably while I was asleep. So I'm just really glad that they didn't take anything else off my sun deck. I have a mountain bike up here. It is chained now to a support beam. And I have a couple of other things that would have some value, like a bike rack that goes on a spare tire of a Jeep, and some collapsible stairs that are for my handicapped dog. So I'm glad that nothing else was stolen that was really valuable, but it was really annoying. About $40 worth of food was stolen out of my freezer. So there you have it. If you keep your freezer out in a sun deck or a carport where it's not secure, I'm just saying maybe it's time to get a hasp and a padlock on it and protect your food. And this is Cheryl from Lifestyle Digs with my spooky October story about the creepy food thief. So thanks for listening. Bye-bye.